What's good, Crypto fam? TGIF. Thank God it is Crypto Friday. In today's show, Bitcoin enters 26,000 paradise as the Bitcoin price approaches 2-month lows. And breaking news just in, people can now buy Bitcoin at over 45,000 retail outlets and banks across Mexico through Azteco, Bitcoin vouchers. And check this out, exactly 3 years ago today, the third Bitcoin halving cut the Bitcoin block reward to 6.25 BTC, a small reminder that the world's most valuable money is only designed to get more scarce. Plan accordingly. Amen. And quoting Max Kaiser from back in 2013, the number one driver of Bitcoin adoption has always been bank failures. That's right. Also in today's show, Texas votes to add crypto to their state's Bill of Rights, as well as Florida Governor DeSantis signs a CBDC bill into law restricting some uses of the United States and foreign CBDCs. Also in today's show, banking meltdown is driving a stampede of smart money to Bitcoin, says MicroStrategy's fearless leader, Michael Saylor. Also in today's show, veteran trader Peter Brandt issues a Bitcoin warning as another analyst predicts an incoming short squeeze. We'll also be discussing here's when the Bitcoin price can break all-time highs based on history. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone just tuning in. Special time slot today at 5 p.m. Eastern, so I appreciate each and every one of your support. Today is May 12th, 2023. I'm your host JV, and this is pod episode number 1279. Let's get ready to rumble, shall we? Checking out the market watch here, we can see the Bitcoin price action in the red, down almost 2% for the day, but maintaining above 26,500. A few moments ago, we hit a low of around 26,000. We have Ether at roughly 1,800, down barely in the red for the day. Solana and XRP are actually in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the crypto market cap bouncing with extreme volatility, now back above 1.1 trillion with about 40 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 46.1%, and the Ether dominance on a climb like whoa at 19.8%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Lido DAO up 15%, trading at $1.89, followed by the infamous Pepe up 13%, followed by Optimism up 8%, trading at $1.65. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, not much, only a handful as the majority of the alts are correcting. You can see Pepe still down 23% for the week, Hex down about 25%, and not looking so bright for the alts. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, as you can see here, we're currently rated a 49 neutral, yesterday a 52, last week a 61, and last month a 65 in greed. So there you have it. Make some noise in the live chat. How many of you are taking advantage of this current Bitcoin dip? Holla at your boy. Now for some Bitcoin technical analysis. Let's check out the charts. Bitcoin neared the 2-month lows today amid fears that a head and shoulders pattern would put the bears ahead. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Now data from Cointelegraph and TradingView showed Bitcoin reaching 26.1 on Bitstamp, its lowest since March 17th. And despite the encouraging macroeconomic conditions for risk assets, Bitcoin failed to capitalize on the potential for gains as bid liquidity headed lower. Welcome to Paradise, an on-chain monitoring resource material indicator shared. A chart uploaded to Twitter the day before showed principal buy support now at around 25,750, with Bitcoin eating the liquidity higher overnight. And checking out the daily time frames, concerns among market participants thus focused on whether the pair would now stay lower after 3 local tops. This head and shoulders pattern is now clearly visible on the chart, which would create a negative precedent should it confirm. We simply cannot let the Bitcoin head and shoulders crowd win, said TED Talks Macro. And he also said that back above 27,000, things will get very interesting. And then we have Trader Mustache, meanwhile, showed that it was already time for the key 200-week moving average to receive a retest. Quoting him here on Crypto Twitter, Bitcoin currently testing the moving average 200 on the weekly. This line marked the bottom in 2015, 2019, and 2020. And at the same time, Bitcoin's testing the middle line in the Gaussian channel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, fam. This is really strong support and make it or break it level, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And quoting Milky Bull, Bitcoin repeating the same path, 25,000 seems to be the logical level. Everyone tends to spam the buy button, anticipating rocket ship to the moon. And now quoting Jelly, another analyst, Bitcoin nukes straight through support. Next major zone of interest is 24 to 25. RSI is failing to push it into the extremes, suggesting sellers are getting exhausted. One last stab into 25,000. That gets quickly bought up. would make sense. Now let's discuss longs get bouldered as the Bitcoin price sinks. I think there was over 100 million in liquidations. Quoting Philip Swift here from this morning, I'm not convinced we have a major correction coming on this Bitcoin move down. Near term, though, it is interesting to note that the long-short ratio has been climbing as the price continue to trend down. And also additional data from CoinGlass put the long-short ratio at 58.7% long at the time of this report. So there you have it. And as I shared in the intro, breaking news from Mexico, people can now buy Bitcoin at over 45,000 retail outlets and banks across Mexico through the Azteco Bitcoin vouchers. And how cool that exactly 3 years ago today, the third halving cut the Bitcoin block reward to 6.25 BTC. And welcome to each and every one of you tuning in the live chat. How's it going this evening? I think it's awesome to go live and switch it up every once in a while because we can tap into a new audience. How many of you are on the other side of the world and don't have to stay up till like 2 a.m. to catch the live show, if you know what I mean? But anyways, let's discuss this Texas Bill of Rights. This is actually pretty cool and good news for Bitcoiners. Texas legislators have voted a large margin to amend the state's Bill of Rights and add a provision recognizing the rights of individuals to possess, retain, and utilize digital currencies. The decision was made Wednesday, May 10th. Let's go. Bill HJR 146, introduced by State Representative Giovanni, declares that individuals have the right to use a medium of exchange that is mutually agreed upon, which includes digital currencies, cash, coin, bullion, or script, for trading and contracting goods and services, and that this right cannot be violated. The document received up to 139 votes in favor and only 2 against it, and it includes a statement that no government shall prohibit or hinder the ownership or holding of any form or quantity of money or other currency. The Texas Bill of Rights safeguards essential liberties like freedom of speech, religion, and press, similar to the U.S. Bill of Rights. However, it also includes specific clauses pertaining to Texas, such as the right to a prompt trial and the right to process and carry weapons for self-defense. And should it pass and become law, the recent amendment will additionally grant Texans the privilege to employ digital currencies such as Bitcoin. Now, Tom Glass, who established the Texas Constitutional Enforcement Group, remarked on Thursday, May 11th, that there is one more House vote on HJR 146. Then it goes to the Senate and a vote of the people. So shout out to Tom Glass. In his explanation of the bill, Glass stated that its aim is to leverage the inclusion of the right to own, hold, and use digital currencies in the Texas Bill of Rights to make a legal argument in the federal judiciary. This argument would invoke the 9th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which recognizes the existence of natural rights beyond those explicitly listed in the first 8 amendments. And according to the Texas Constitutional Enforcement Group, the inclusion of digital currencies in the Texas Bill of Rights is crucial to the safeguards Texans' financial privacy. That's right. They stated that the use of alternative currencies is necessary to protect the wealth that Texans have worked hard to accumulate from being eroded by an unstable dollar. And the group also emphasized that Texans should not be forced to rely solely on the services of global financial elites, as it would put all other financial assets at risk of devaluation and confiscation. So there you have it. Bitcoin game theory in full effect, mass adoption, let's frickin' go. And now let's discuss what's happening in Florida with Ron DeSantis signing this bill ultimately to prohibit CBDCs. That's right, Florida Governor DeSantis signed a bill restricting the use of central bank digital currencies in the state. According to local news sources, the governor urged the lawmakers in March to draft the bill. The new law prohibits the use of United States federal CBDC as money within Florida's Uniform Commercial Code. It also bans the use of CBDCs issued by foreign governments. That's what's up. And calls on other non-state or other states to use their commercial codes to institute similar prohibitions. That's what's up. Domino effect. Let's go. At the signing ceremony for the bill, DeSantis said he was spurred into action by U.S. President Sleepy Joe Biden. Administration studies of the new financial technology. The U.S. does not have a CBDC, and there is no current plans to introduce one. So much respect for DeSantis. Quoting him here, I don't think they would have done that if they don't intend on implementing this, he said. Were a U.S. CBDC to be issued, it would be a massive transfer of power from consumers to the central authority. DeSantis also saw the potential introduction of a CBDC as a threat to cryptocurrency, as he shares here. I think they want to crowd out and eliminate other types of digital assets like crypto because they can't control that, so they don't like it. Well, in particular, you can't control Bitcoin because it's incorruptible and the code cannot be changed. Gotta love that, right? The bill the governor signed introduced changes to the state's currency commercial code. You started to have a moment among the states to actually add CBDC to their uniform commercial codes, and this is something that was pushed by a lot of powers that said, in an apparent reference to the proposed Article 12 of the UCC, now before the legislators, DeSantis added, we looked at and said we are not going to add CBDCs to our commercial code, but we also said we need to add protections to Floridians against this, and also we'll put it in the Uniform Commercial Code that CBDC is something we don't recognize. The Uniform Law Commission has taken pains to dispel the idea that it's encouraging the adoption of a CBDC, even recently issuing a clarification of its position, quoting them here, this bill stipulates that transactions involving CBDCs won't be afforded the usual UCC protections, potentially dissuading entities or individuals from engaging in such transactions with CBDCs. That's what's up. Just say no to CBDCs. But guess what? The antidote to CBDCs? Let me know in the comments below. You should know. So holla. And now for our next story of the day, let's discuss the latest with Michael Saylor, as there was a recent interview and he shared a lot of gold nuggets, and he says a banking meltdown is driving a stampede of smart money into the king crypto. Shout out to the Giga Chad. MicroStrategy founder and executive chairman Michael Saylor believes that the banking crisis is a net positive for the king crypto. Saylor says in a new interview on the David Lynn Report that the flagship crypto asset is attracting the smart money amid a currency and banking crisis. Quoting Saylor here, the meltdown in banks and the meltdown of currencies is driving a stampede of smart money to Bitcoin, and according to the MicroStrategy executive, the loss of confidence in the existing monetary system is what is making commodity money such as gold and Bitcoin attractive. Quoting him again, if you lose confidence in the currency and banks, then you lose confidence in fiat currency as money, and therefore the money is dying. It's obviously dying in Venezuela. It's obviously dying in Argentina, but it's dying everywhere in the world, even in the US and in the Western Europe. So when you lose confidence in the money, then you start thinking about commodity monies. If I can't trust the bank, if I can't move the money cross-border, and if the currency is losing value every year or every month, then I start thinking about commodity monies. And per Saylor, Bitcoin is perfectly suited as commodity money compared to gold and other commodities. Quoting him here, all the other forms of commodity money, they're not fast, they are expensive to maintain, they are physical, they're fragile, they are non-fungible, the fees are exorbitant. So if the world's struggling for a solution to commodity money, Bitcoin is the king commodity. It is better than every other physical commodity because it's digital, which means I can carry it on the palm of my hand and try carrying 125,000 barrels of oil in the palm of your hand. And it's also better than every other commodity because it's scarce. If the price of oil goes up by a factor of 10, if the price of gold goes up by a factor of 10, and if the price of anything goes up by a factor of 10, the collective intelligence of 8 billion people produce more of it. But Bitcoin is one thing you can't produce more of. So Bitcoin is the apex money. That's right. And to watch this video with Michael Saylor entitled Money is Dying, check the show notes below the video in the description. And again, welcome to everyone just tuning in. You caught me in my jersey today. I think I'm gonna go ball after today's episode. But nonetheless, fam, now let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss this Bitcoin short squeeze, followed by an all-time high Bitcoin price prediction by Invest Answers, and then we'll wrap up the show with some live Q&A. Shall we? Here we go. Let's get it. Legendary trader Peter Brandt is warning that the king crypto is forming a pattern that can spell trouble for the king crypto. Brandt tells his 700,000 Twitter followers the price of Bitcoin appears to be forming a textbook head and shoulder pattern. A head and shoulders pattern is used in technical analysis, aka astrology for men, as an indicator of a bullish to bearish trend reversal. Quoting him here, a head and shoulders should be taken seriously if it is completed. BTC. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. However, closely follows synonymous crypto analyst Immortal tells his 200,000 followers he believes Bitcoin's latest dip may have all the makings of a short squeeze. Oh no! A short squeeze happens when traders who borrow an asset at a certain price in hopes of selling it for lower to pocket the difference are forced to buy back the assets they borrowed as momentum moves against them, triggering further rallies. Quoting the analyst here, good ingredients for a short squeeze: price at the range low, open interest up, and price down. But remember, buyers need to step in to force the sellers to start closing their positions. Immortal is also predicting the Bitcoin price action for the next few years. He believes a bull market will start in the third quarter of next year. Quoting him here, 2022 bear market down only, 2023 sideways, a mid-cycle rally, 2024 quarter 1 and 2 sideways, 2024 quarter 3 and 4 start of the bull market, and then 2025 bull market up only. And for the remainder of 2023, Immortal lays out a number of more detailed scenarios in a Twitter thread, but the one he believes is most likely to occur is Bitcoin retesting that 25,000 level following a similar 2016 pattern. Quoting him again, local top is in, 25,000 retest plus sustained demand plus consolidation above 29,000. Boring third quarter and volatility in quarter four, similar to the 2016 price action. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that analyst. And now let's dive into our final story of the day and discuss a new all-time high prediction for the King Crypto, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. So here we go. Wiley Followed Crypto Strategist predicts that Bitcoin price will reach a new all-time high in the next 18 months. The anonymous host of Invest Answers tells his 500,000 YouTube subs Bitcoin may print the new high in June of 2024. According to the trader, his estimate is based on the average time it took during the prior cycles for Bitcoin to recover after reaching all-time highs and then collapsing. Using that timeline, he says there are 415 days before Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high during the current cycle. He also warns of price volatility before the next all-time high, since during the prior cycle, Bitcoin retested the lows. Quoting him again, the last two Bitcoin cycles each took around 3 years to return to their previous all-time highs. Not bad. Currently, we're halfway through that period. Ladies and gentlemen, in both previous cycles, saw price action that retested the market bottoms, and it is therefore best to prepare for a similar scenario playing out, especially considering the current macro headwinds. What's really interesting is if you look at where we are now, that yellow line, we're at 545 days, and if you take advantage of all those three previous cycles, we have about 415 days to go to reach a new all-time high. If history repeats and if these averages work, not a guarantee. And according to the trader, Bitcoin is performing stronger during the current cycle when compared to the previous ones, quoting him again. But I see a lot of things that are different this time around. One, we're getting higher, faster. Bitcoin's performing faster. And number two, we have a lot of headwinds, yes, but we also have other tailwinds like the banking crisis that are really making people understand what a store of value is. So this could be exciting. And of course, 415 days to a new all-time high will be June 27, 2024, by my calculations, a little over a year from now. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree. A new all-time high eclipsing $70,000 by June 27, 2024, approximately a year away. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and to watch this video, also just check the comments right below this video. And there you have it. Welcome to each and every one of you tuned in to this evening's live show. Now let's check some of this Q&A. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Like I said, I appreciate everyone's support, and I know there's a ton of comments, so I'm just going to start from the very top. Good morning, Mike M. Appreciate you tuning in. Evan Rivero, always a pleasure, fam. Digital Dankness, let's get it. Axo Hoddle, appreciate you. Says looking forward to hearing you later today, boss. Thanks for that, and much love. Jeff S., welcome. Uber Hodler, welcome. The Coin Father in the building. Selling with Twins in the building. What's poppin'? X Energize RG, welcome, fam. He says 2027, maybe he's referring to the all-time high. I think personally we're likely to see some time of all-time high. I'm going to guess by next year in 2024. That is the year of the halving. I'm optimistic this overall will be a very healthy price action. I mean, we're already up. I mean, from the start of the year to the high of the year, that was like roughly, what is it, like 80% or close to like an insane amount, maybe even 90%. So I think the low we hit in November of last year at roughly 15,000 and some change, say it was 15,600. Then we topped off at roughly 31,000 more recently. You know, that's pretty substantial. I think overall we'll continue going up throughout the rest of this year, but I don't think we necessarily return to that all-time high anytime soon. I think the year that we return to that all-time high is most likely going to be the year of the halving. And then I expect in 2025, we hit that peak of the cycle, just like we did in 2021 when we broke out and hit that $69,000 peak. And I think this peak is going to blow the other one away. And even if it's only a peak from a factor of 2x from the previous cycle, that's still $130,000 Bitcoin price action. That's how I feel we get to that six-figure price point. But I'd love to know your thoughts, and I'll read those comments out loud. So let me know what you think. Barry says, Holland is waiting. Welcome. Appreciate it. Damien, good morning. Welcome. CX, welcome. Chris Minka, what's up, fam? I like the show late. I can make it easily. Well, that's what's up. Sometimes it has to guarantee y'all on the other side of the world. Why not? Much respect. Bring facts. What's up, Mo? Yo. Crypto News Alerts fam. Happy Friday. Appreciate that, Coin Father. Happy Friday, TGIF. Let's go. Kenneth Long. What's good? Yeah, man. It is what it is. Gary, edge of my seat, JV. DCA all the way. Good vibes from the good Gary. Haha. Love the show. Greatly appreciate that, fam. So thank you very, very, very much. Who else we got here? Dell, good morning and welcome. Meow, meow. Some of y'all I know, yeah, you already know. Annie, yeah, I'm not going to give those guys attention today. But have a great weekend, JV, says Coin Father. I appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in later than usual here. Tomorrow we will resume at the normal time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern. Today I had to do it late. I just wasn't available earlier. Alexandros, welcome. Chris, what the heck is up? I mean, yeah. It is what it is. Bring facts. Yeah, appreciate that. Do what you got to do. Shout out to all the moderators. Yeah, of course. We're just making him aware. No. Y'all guys are hilarious. Yeah, I'm not going to read those comments even out loud out of respect for everyone in here. Michael Saylor. Shout out to Tony Hilton. Welcome. Steve, what's up, man? Time to take profits out of those and from the pump and dump those converting into Bitcoin. Lower it goes, the more Satoshis a day. You already know. Ann McCallow, what's Elon's Twitter list called again? And did you see that was other news? Elon announced hiring a CEO to take over Twitter. He announced it was a woman. I don't know if he announced the name yet. I don't know if he has because I haven't been able to check the news from this morning as I've been out and about. But we can see the price action currently pumping during this live stream. We're almost back at 27,000, which is good to see. As not too long ago, we were down to 26 flat. So it's good to see that. Why are Saylor's costs so high? He doesn't buy the dips. Well, of course, this is coming from the guy who isn't a billionaire. That's hilarious. Yeah, he is buying every top. Because he understands the technology. I mean, why wouldn't you? As he said, if it's just sitting in fiat, it becomes a melting ice cube and he loses 15 to 20% of the purchasing power every year. So he needs to protect it because the Bitcoin going up and down with volatility, yeah, temporarily it's a loss, but it's not a realized loss. Do you understand that? It's not a realized loss unless you sell it for a loss. If you don't get liquidated or sell it at a loss, there's no loss, even if the price goes down. So even theoretically, the Bitcoin he bought at the top, hypothetically say at $60,000, there's no loss today at 26. He is faithful. It's going to recover its price and it's going to be in profit. Do you understand you don't lose nothing? Do you understand if you bought one Bitcoin at the top, it's still equivalent to one Bitcoin today? Yeah, granted, the fiat value, is going all over the place. That's because they continue to print trillions and the dollar loses its purchasing power, at the end of the day. But one Bitcoin is always going to be equivalent to one Bitcoin. That's the bigger picture here. Let me know if you guys recognize that. Hope for 25 Bitcoin. Buy. I mean, that's what's up. 25 is a great target. For no coiner, I mean, I just saw a chart that Bitcoin online analytics showed there were 1 million whole coiners, which is fantastic. So congratulations to every whole coiner, because I think there's only so many millionaires in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something like 50 plus millionaires in the entire world. There's only ever 21 million Bitcoin that could ever be in circulation. Many of them are locked up in Satoshi's wallet. Many of them are locked up with the United States government. You know what I mean? A lot of them are lost and forgotten forever because maybe someone died prematurely and didn't give the private keys to a relative, and it will continue to get more and more scarce. So realistically, we may only ever see 15, 16 million of Bitcoin in circulation. So that makes the most scarce, pristine collateral of the world even that much more scarce. How cool is that? So just something to think about. You know what I mean? How many of you are attending the Bitcoin conference in Miami? I think it's next week. How many of you are going to be there? Let me know. You know what I mean? Welcome, Scooter Putty or Scooter Puppy. Everything is pumping. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the end of the world, and 10 minutes later, oh, we're pumping again. And expect more extreme volatility. I like how, as Saylor describes it, as life force. Anything living is going to have volatility. If Bitcoin was flat, it'd be a stable coin. You know what I mean? Stable coins are flat. Bitcoin wasn't intended to be flat, and the volatility is welcomed. So bring it. You know what I mean? What other cryptos, I'm curious, if any, what cryptos are you guys most bullish on? And you guys can answer regardless of what it is. As long as there's no spamming, I don't care. And I'll read some of them out loud. I have a video on it. Welcome, K-Jam. Good to see you. Matthew, what's poppin', man? Appreciate the moderation today. I know some days more challenging than ever. Chris says there is way less than 1 million whole coiners. Yeah, good point. Every wallet I have has more than one whole coin, but my mobile wallet, I am not alone. Like 200,000 whole coiners, probably more than likely. I would also agree that most people who own multiple coins own multiple addresses or multiple wallets, I mean. And so therefore, there's probably way less than 1 million whole coiners. That means there's 1 million wallets which have a whole coin, which more than likely, if I was to guess, I'd say you're in the ballpark. There's probably 200,000 of them. I would guess the same. BringFact says 31,000 whole coiners. Yeah, probably in that ballpark. Rogan did an interview with Elon a year or two ago, and they talked about Neuralink. Yes, they did. And is it, that's the thing that incorporates into your brain or something? If you want to break that down a little more, because that's not Starlink. We're talking about Neuralink. That, yeah, ultimately merging human with AI. I don't think that's a good look. That's why I don't trust Elon as far as I can throw him, because anyone trying to create technology to merge human beings with AI, I have a problem. I keep a sport for my fam. Oh, what's up, Megadon? Good to see you. Shout out to the crew. That's what's up. I am 76 and all of my money is in crypto. I am honest. That's what's up, 76-year-old. Much respect to the crew, the boomers in the building. Miami 2023. That's what's up, Megadon. That mean you're going to be attending? What are you most looking forward to at that conference? I'm not going to be attending live. I attended live last year, so for this year, I'm just going to be watching the YouTube live stream and reporting upon it so I can give you the most up-to-date. One of the downsides was last time at the event, my internet at the hotel sucked, and it was very difficult to record my show. I could never do it live with bad internet, so it is what it is. I think it's in all y'all best interest. I just report on what I'm seeing, and that way you get a live stream from me as well each day. I was multi-coiner but swapped out of ETH, says Tony Hilton. Curious, why did you swap out of ETH? Curious your thoughts there. Is that after they switched from proof of stake to proof of work? Let me know. Adonis, 146, and all of my monkeys and monkeys. Fair enough. We have some monkey coin fans in the building. Felix put up a few bucks into ADA. I own 51,000. Congratulations. That is what's up. Holding ETH, still holding Shiba, says KJam. A little bit of Litecoin, awaiting for their halving within the next... Oh, that's right. That's right. And sometimes Litecoin historically leads the bull run. So what if that would have happened this time again? Because Litecoin does the halving before Bitcoin. Ultimately, markets rally, and then Bitcoin tends to just catch up and take over the world. And then we see the Bitcoin dominance go through the roof, hitting the all-time high for the cycle. It'll be interesting to see how high the Bitcoin dominance will get this time around. Right now, we're just shy of 47%. I think 50% is a given. That can happen rather quick. And I think realistically in 2025, it can go as high as 70, 80%. Will it? No clue. It'll be interesting to see how the alt market, holds up, but it's possible. I know we've seen it before. Anything is possible. I think 60% is a very realistic target, but I do see the Bitcoin dominance continuing to eat the smaller alts, kind of like Pac-Man eating the friendly ghost, or not so friendly ghosts. You know what I mean? Lightning Network all the way. That's what's up. Shout out to Megadon. I appreciate you bringing that up. More recent news due to the congestion of the Bitcoin network more recently with the fees spiking. A couple of the largest exchanges announced implementing Lightning. Long overdue. That includes Binance US. I don't know if that also includes Binance International. I'm assuming it does, but not sure. Also, Coinbase referenced it as well. So hopefully they implement that sooner than later. But I also noticed that the congestion died down. I don't know if something was done with the coding from the consensus or so forth, but the fees have normalized once again, which is good to note. So something was done about it. Micro meme coins are killing the ETH gas fees. I mean, the ETH fees right now are still absolutely insane, and you're right. That's the unfortunate side of things. Sometimes it can cost more to make a transfer in the Ethereum blockchain, not just for Ether, but for all ERC20 tokens, which kind of sucks, when your transaction fee is more than your intended transactions, which basically makes you not want to use the network. And it's often like that. I've seen Ether fees as much as $500, $600, $700 to send the $50 transaction. That's not normal, but I've seen it go up that high personally. That wasn't more recently. That was a while back. But I heard that the fees are getting astronomical again. And it makes you wonder. Things that make you go, So I know there's obviously layer 2 scaling solutions, just like Lightning Network is a layer 2 scaling solution for the Bitcoin network. You have Polygon/Matic, which is the layer 2 solution for scaling Ethereum, which can make it very inexpensive and very fast of a transaction. They need each other, obviously. So hopefully a lot of protocols implement more of that. Where's the block sharding ETH? I recall some of that happening in a proposal, update, but I don't know if that's live. I don't know if that was in the Shanghai upgrade. Maybe y'all can clarify that. And also, what does sharding mean? If you can clarify that. I've personally forgotten. So enlighten me as well. This is the last bet of my life, only I don't think it's a bet. The world is about to change. Gold-backed dollars coming, just not how you think. I think you're onto something, Scooter Puppy. I truly do. Lightning Network needs adoption, so this is needed for adoption. Exactly. Sometimes chaos needs to happen for the solution to be presented. Kind of similar to the banking crisis of 2008. What was the solution? Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Satoshi released the Genesis block in 2009, right? Right after the 2008 financial collapse. So sometimes we need to go through some chaos so that the solution can be presented. Kind of like with Scam Bankman-Fried scamming the entire crypto world, including celebrities like Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I mean? Scaramucci, he was scamming everyone. Tom Brady, you name it. Everyone minus Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy. Doge is 10 years old. Wow, makes you wonder. Doge has been around a decade already? So that's not nothing new. That's an OG in crypto. That would be an OG. You know what I mean? How many X's did Floki do last cycle? Let me know, because I don't know. I know it's a big meme coin. One of the fastest growing, right? Let me know. So do it your own podcast. That's right. If you guys host your own podcast, you can talk about anything you want. That's the beauty of hosting your own podcast. I'm passionate about Bitcoin, so it's always the sole focus, but I'm always open to discussing all crypto. Anything happening buzzworthy that should be talked about, I talk about it. Typically, not going to be talking about cryptos outside the top 100. They're not even on my radar, so they're non-existent to me. If it's on CoinMarketCap and it's getting a lot of traction, like Pepe, the meme coin, I got to talk about it, and I'm down to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of you guys are invested in it. But I'm not just going to be talking about random, pump and dumps that don't deserve to be talked about just because it's a crypto. There's not millions, but there's tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies. The majority are scams, so I don't even really want to talk about them unless there's a valid reason that someone would want to buy it in my audience, you know what I mean, without misleading them down the wrong trajectory, because I take responsibility in that as well. If all I talk about is pump and dumps and people lose their life savings, I'm responsible in a sense, you know what I mean? Though I shouldn't be fully responsible, because you got to be responsible for your own decision. I am still at the same time, though I'm not a big influencer, I'm a small influencer. And so I have responsibilities, but with what I share. That's why I'm not shitcoining. You know what I mean? I don't want that liability of someone losing their life savings because I'm like, yo, this meme coin can do 10,000x in the next week. Get in. And everyone who is an influencer who is promoting these meme coins or just coins with no real utility, it's because they have a position and they want you to buy it so it moves the market so they can get rich off of that. And a lot of them don't disclose that they even own the coin or that they're, So, you know what I mean? It's kind of a gray area. So I feel comfortable promoting Bitcoin because I'm not telling anyone to get rich quick. I like to be transparent, let you know this is a long-term play. The same thing Michael Saylor would say. If you're not going to be in this game for at least 4 years, a halving cycle, why even get started? You know what I mean? You're better off go to the casino, try to get some quick gains. I understand why people get into meme coins looking for a big come up. I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? But a lot of people
they take no responsibility for their own actions, and you got to take responsibility. You know what I mean? So if you feel comfortable promoting ish coins, do that thing, and you'll probably get so big, and then it will be used against you, you know what I mean, in the future, and you'll have legal consequences for doing so. That's just the reality and the nature, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Blowing them up. Would staking ETH right now make up by the high gas fees by collecting a percentage of the miners? Personally, I don't think staking is so smart because there's also a risk factor. So kind of think of it this way. Even Bitcoin, it's like there were a lot of protocols like Celsius offering yields, but at the back, there's still a risk. So even if they're promising you 10%, whatever, annual percentage gains, whatever it is, there's still a risk of losing that entire Bitcoin to try to attain that 10% gain. So I think the smart approach is just hodl and self-custody your own crypto. Staking is still risky just because of the fact there's a risk factor in giving someone else your crypto. A DeFi protocol can be hacked. It happens all the time. Centralized exchanges can be attacked by regulators. It happens all the time. Scammers can scam you, through their exchanges. Happens all the time. So you got to keep that in mind. I mean, look at Alex Shavinsky of Celsius. He's still promoting high yield, things and trying to get investors. And how many investors were affected by losing money in those high yield programs? Even Gemini Earn. Gemini is a legitimate exchange, but how many people got burned by keeping their crypto in Gemini Earn just because they wanted to earn money on crypto just sitting around? I understand the concept, and I think it's genius. It's the same concept as a bank, only you're earning way more yield because banks virtually pay nothing. You're really losing money in the name of inflation, trying to expect a 0.01% interest in this money market savings account, whatever they're offering nowadays. You know what I mean? So I understand the need to park crypto to receive a yield because everyone wants to multiply their crypto to earn more. Don't matter what crypto you earn, but there's always risk factors, and that's what you have to understand. So hypothetically, if I owned one Bitcoin and I was fixed on yield, I'd do a ton of research, make sure I feel very comfortable with putting my crypto in that product. I'd make sure I understand the regulatory uncertainties, every risk factor associated with it. And my risk management would be very little. I don't take high risks. Why? I'm a Bitcoiner. I'm in this for the long haul. So it would be a minuscule amount of my Bitcoin I stake. Never put everything you have and trust it when there's so many things that can go wrong. That means taking the crypto out of your custody, praying that you receive these yields. More than likely, you should receive these yields if there's some contract to do so, but there's always uncertainty. There's things that can happen. Markets can crash. The exact opposite can happen than what you're expecting. You get liquidated, with loans and stuff, you can get liquidated. So keep all that in mind and invest strategically, invest smart. And many of you are not really even in a position to invest. If you're struggling to pay your rent on a month-to-month basis, you're probably not in the right position to be investing because all of that money needs to go towards paying your bills and making sure your family has food on the table. It's called responsibility. But if you're in that investment class, you know what I mean? You're not struggling paycheck to paycheck. You put some money aside reasonably to invest in crypto, knowing it's extremely volatile and it's extremely risky, and that even Bitcoin is volatile and risky. You know the game, and you move accordingly. I don't like to give people unrealistic expectations as well. People will often say, yo, JV, every thumbnail, Bitcoin to the moon. Well, I'm not saying Bitcoin is going to the moon tomorrow, so let's just get it straight. A lot of these predictions, every thumbnail leads with a prediction because it attracts more people to watch the show, and predictions are interesting because the person who makes the prediction needs kahunas. A lot of people won't make predictions, especially if they're influencers, because they don't want to be looked at upon as somebody who made the wrong prediction, knowing the majority of predictions aren't going to come true unless you're Nostradamus. But that's why I respect Max. He's willing to make predictions even when he's wrong and continue to make predictions. I find that exciting. I think my audience loves that as well. But they're realistic. What's today's show? Reaching a new all-time high in the next 14 months? Is that not realistic, fam? Seriously? Even the $1 million predictions, it's not like I'm predicting anything typically myself. It's me sharing the biggest influencers in the space that matter, what they think, because it's interesting to know. I want to know what Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, thinks. I want to know what Adam Back thinks. He was there from the very beginning of Bitcoin. I want to know what Michael Saylor thinks. I want to know what freaking Max Kaiser thinks. I want to know what Bloomberg analysts think, like, Mike McGlone. I want to know all that, and that's what I share. But I keep it real, I keep it thorough, and I don't make any money shilling anything, especially altcoins, right? Every once in a while, we have a sponsored show with a sponsor, with a legitimate product or use case, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I know I'm ranting here, but it's evening time, and I just feel very talkative today. So James just did some Googling. Look at Blur is NFT marketplace that has overtaken OpenSea in NFT volume. Like, whoa, for real? Volume has overtaken OpenSea. Good to note. I learned that if you're not patient, you will always lose. Know what you're buying. It's not just the charts. Facts. Sage advice right there. Gemini just emailed me today about their bankruptcy update. Glad I don't hold anything on that exchange. That's right, because in the unforeseen event of a bankruptcy, the money is no longer yours. It belongs to the creditors. You forfeit all of your crypto, so you're not really protected. You know what I mean? Interest doesn't outrun inflation. Facts, Bitcoin does. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Bitcoin. Hey, JV, Crypto News Alerts fam. Catch up with the replay. Appreciate that, Maximus. Much love, much respect. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. JV, did you have an episode last night? No, yesterday was the very first day in a long time. I couldn't do an episode because I wasn't available. I was on the go, had no access to internet, computer. So it was just unfortunate. And today, most of the day, I also didn't have access, but I got access this evening. Wanted to make sure to come out here, speak to the crypto fam who missed me, especially yesterday, like you. Let you know everything will be back to normal time tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. Today, we did the show late at 5 p.m. Eastern because if it's up to me, I'll be live every single day. But sometimes with responsibilities and things going on in life or with traveling, sometimes it's impossible to be live at a certain time every single day. But I guarantee you I will be live anytime it's humanly possible, as much as possible, because this is my biggest passion in life, besides my family, health, and God, is Bitcoin. It's crypto, because Bitcoin represents self-sovereignty. And without your freedom, you don't have much. You know what I mean? Freedom is something always worth fighting for. That's why I got to give shout out DeSantis opposing CBDCs in Florida. I think that's a step in the right direction. I think other states, I pray they make similar decision. And that starts that domino effect, just like Bukele started that domino effect, making Bitcoin a legal tender back in, was that in 2020 or 2021, however long it's been in El Salvador. You know what I mean? Smash that like button for JV. Greatly appreciate that. I know today is not the most exciting day when it's bearish price action. There's nothing fun about that. But remember that the fundamentals are still strong. The network and the hash rate have never been stronger. Whole coiners have never been stronger. And I think, obviously, that's a lagging indicator to the Bitcoin price action. I couldn't be more optimistic. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but even during bearish days, I am optimistic. Yeah, there's always a potential short squeeze can happen. There's always a potential we correct even more than we ever anticipate. But we all know, I think everyone knows, that the long-term trajectory is up. We all know that Bitcoin is up roughly 20 million% in the past decade. We all know there's never been another asset class appreciative that fast in the history of the world. We know we're onto something that allows, to separate money from state. We know it's incorruptible. We know that it's borderless. We know it's unconfiscatable. We know there's nothing in comparison to it. We know it's the fastest horse in the race. We know it's the antidote to CBDCs, which I was quizzing you on a little earlier. So hopefully some of y'all wrote that. Sure would love to see us break 27.3 today. It would be a very good sign. It would. Oftentimes, weekends aren't always pumpage, but we shall soon see. We may be in some choppy sideways trading action, more than likely, to the ups and downs and everything in between. But I think, again, long haul trajectory, Bitcoin was designed to thrive in the chaos. So as long as there's banking chaos, as long as they're printing money and they're doing what we all know they will continue to do, how can you not be bullish on number go up technology? How could you not be bullish on the king? Please enlighten me. Like, honestly, if you're not bullish on it for the long haul, why? What asset could you be more bullish on? I understand short term, you may be more bullish ETH, this coin, that, I get it. You know what I mean? The smaller the market cap, the more potential a crypto has to climb. But there's also risk factors associated with that. The smaller the market cap, the more risky of an investment it is. That's just real talk. That's why I don't even acknowledge crypto's not in the top 100. Not that they're not making headwinds or that they can't have real utility, but it's just like the market cap is so little, it can be manipulated so easily by a single whale. What makes Bitcoin different? The market cap is much, much bigger. We're talking at least hundreds of billions. I think we're above a half a trillion, more than likely at today's market cap. So it's much more difficult to manipulate the markets, but markets are still manipulated to the best of the central banks and policies and politicians, and the game. No clarity Gary coming out saying he don't even, as the head of the chairman of the SEC, he don't even know if Ethereum is a security or not. No clarity Gary doesn't know his name. So, I'm not surprised. What would Nate Diaz said? I'm not surprised, mother. Buy every freaking discount. You already know facts. I thought it was Friday. Oh, it is. Today is Friday, isn't it? It's a buying opportunity. Yeah, Lil Freestyle, welcome. That's right. Every dip is a buying opportunity from God to buy more. Take advantage of it. That's why I'm never, like, if Bitcoin makes a massive dip, seize the moment. You win when Bitcoin is temporarily down in fiat terms, right? And when it goes up in fiat terms, you're obviously winning in dollar terms. So, no Claire Gare. I like that. No Claire Gare. He should be a Care Bear named No Claire Gare. Choking on a dab. I'm out. Appreciate that, fam. I know I'm ranting here, but anyways, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. And I appreciate y'all entertaining me here today in the evening. We discussed the latest technical analysis with Bitcoin entering 26,000 paradise as the Bitcoin price approaches 2-month lows. We also discussed Texas voting to add cryptos to the state's Bill of Rights. We also discussed the Florida Governor DeSantis signing a CBDC bill, central bank digital currencies, into law, restricting some uses of these and foreign CBDCs, as well as the banking meltdown driving a stampede of smart money to the king crypto, according to Michael Saylor. We also discussed a potential short squeeze and analysis from veteran trader Peter Brandt. And we also discussed when a Bitcoin all-time high is likely, according to Invest Answers. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. And I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow at our normal time at 12 p.m. Eastern.